Are you a creative entrepreneur looking for some no-nonsense, straight-talking, actionable advice? Well, you're in the right place. Today on the Creative Business TV show, we're talking about procrastination and how to avoid the "I'm just not ready" syndrome. Welcome to the Creative Business TV show, helping you make a success of your creative business. I'm your host, Kylie Carlson, and it's time to kick off your heels, grab yourself a cup of coffee and get ready to be inspired. Okay, peeps, it is time to talk procrastination. It's a horrible word, and it's one that seems to stop so many of us creative entrepreneurs from getting out there and doing wonderful things. So the first thing I want to do today is to dispel a myth, and that is that most successful entrepreneurs had it all figured out before they started. They didn't, and you know what? They still don't. Why then do most of us keep telling ourselves that our perfect moment is just around the corner, and once it's here, we'll start? Well, I'm here to tell you that there is no such thing as the perfect time to start. At some point, you are just going to have to do it. Stop dreaming and start doing. It was Richard Branson who said, "Screw it, just do it." And look how things have turned out for him. Now, this man happens to be one of my business idols, and that expression is something that I have lived by personally. In fact, I have always had the opposite problem. I used to drive my parents mad because I didn't procrastinate, or in their words, think things through. One of the things I remember from when I was growing up was my mum saying, "I wish you would sit down and really think about things before you plunge straight in." And while she was completely right, my philosophy on the whole thinking thing was, if it feels right, then it probably is right. Now, I'm not saying that this way of thinking hasn't got me into trouble a few times, but it's never held me back or stopped me from trying in the first place. Let me tell you a little story about when I started the Academy of Wedding and Event Planning. So I've been in events for many years, and I had just spent a year on Hayman Island, tropical 5-star resort in North Queensland, Australia. It was an incredibly stressful position, and when I finished, I decided to take a career break. Now, within a week, I was bored, but I also knew I didn't want to go back into running events. My daughter was about 7 and needed me at home, but I didn't want to come out of the industry completely because, well, it was all I knew. So I needed to come up with a workable solution, and this was when the idea of creating an online academy for the wedding industry was born. The one slight fly in the ointment, or actually there were two, was that I'd never written a course before, and I had no idea how to go about it. But of course, me being me, it didn't stop me. I was beyond motivated with this idea, so I set about writing my first course. I mean, how hard can it be? I had all the information in my head. I had all the experience from running my own events business for 9 years in the UK, but for some reason it just wasn't flowing. I had about half the units written, but my motivation was really waning. What to do? Now, for most people, I think they would have continued to put off launching this academy until they had the course finished. I had a marketing plan in place and all that jazz. But no, not me. That would have been too easy. Instead, I launched my business with 0 experience in teaching, a half-finished course with absolutely no students, which meant no testimonials, a logo I'd paid $50 for, and I just went for it. Was it perfect? Was it hell? Was I ready? God, no. Has the Academy changed hundreds of times over the 10 years it's been in existence? Absolutely. So the lesson here is that perfection doesn't exist. There's no such time as the right time, and at some point, you're going to have to do it, ready or not. You know, Reid Hoffman said, if you're not embarrassed by the first version of your product, you've launched too late. In other words, if you launch while you are still figuring stuff out, you have time to learn from user feedback and improve your product or service. If you wait for perfection, chances are that your company will die in pursuit of it. Okay, you should know the drill by now. Yes, it is your turn. I want you to share your tips and tricks on how you've beaten procrastination, or haven't, whatever the case may be. Share your wisdom with the rest of the community and leave your comments below so we can learn from each other. So that's all I have for you today on the Creative Business TV show. And if you've enjoyed it, please like it, please comment, please subscribe. And if you want to be even more connected, come to kyliecarlson.co and get on the mailing list for lots of fabulous advice, ideas, tips and tricks that you can only get by subscribing. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon.